Madden NFL 21.
Exception ain't no truce. Ain't no dub, ain't no L on my crew. Only winning is exception on my crew. Yeah. Ain't no dub, ain't no L. I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Ay, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, 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 I'ma act a fool with this. Okay, yeah, yeah, can I hit that? Okay, yeah, yeah, can I hit that?
I thought things were behind us after the win in our first meeting. But when I found out this dude was running his mouth again, calling our win a fluke, I just couldn't believe it.
Not falling into that trap, don't worry. We'll let the scoreboard do the talking.
Even though I thought it was foolish for him to be running his mouth again, I knew how respected he was in that locker room. So if he was feeling that bold, it meant his teammates were going to be ready to play on Sunday.
Tonight, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
The city of Seattle, known for coffee, grunge music, and, of course, rain. And we're definitely going to get a heavy dose of the last of those three here tonight as you look inside a wet and wild CenturyLink Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Here's a 2nd and 7. And now he'll fire deep downfield for James. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Richie James, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
Now it's Patterson. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Russell Wilson leads out the Seattle Seahawks offense. The veteran Wilson, a 3rd-round pick back in 2012. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll throw from the gun. And incomplete.
Wilson's pass.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again.
Wilson's pass.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken from just outside the 30. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
At their own 46 yards.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
The 3rd down.
A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
Incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wilson. Flushed out right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly.
Wilson's pass.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 56 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 3 yards to go.
To throw is Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. 30, the 20, 10, 5. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll run with Mostert. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good.
Seahawks nothing. Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Now it's Patterson. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
On the return. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Raheem Mostert with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Now it's Patterson. Now a hit and a loose football.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the kicking team.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He'll try and run it. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead able to record his 5th sack of the season.
A 7-yard.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Wilson's pass intended for DK Metcalf.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's fielded at the 45.
That's the end of the first quarter.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Seahawks, nothing.
They'll look to throw here, eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
2 yards on
line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
36-yard line.
And that is incomplete here.
Wilson's pass.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here's Wilson to throw on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big...
Down the numbers. There he goes. The ball's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 36, Wilson. Short throw to Disley. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st down, Carson. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 40.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Short throw to Disley.
Wilson's pass complete to Wilson.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter is a good running back dive play.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 33. That'll pick up the 1st down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Wilson now operating from the gun. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again. Wilson. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Patterson.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
3rd and
Again, Wilson. Got a man. It's Patterson complete. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Seattle.
Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And it's caught at the 7-yard line. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, this is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 on what should be the final play of this first half.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was the Ravens who get the win at home. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. 31-23, the final score. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Now it's Patterson. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Cordero Patterson on the return. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You have to worry.
Now the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 2nd and 15. From the gun, Wilson. Dancing to his left. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 9.
On third down, Wilson. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. And Nick Bosa so quick on the outside, he gets in there to bring him down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's enjoying a great deal of success. His team is also enjoying a great deal of success.
Yeah, he's got that nice little, what I call the QB lean going right now. You see that little stroll that he's got
swagger
going? Yeah, he's definitely got that. You see him throwing the football, the nice little video. He's seeing that in his head as well because he wants more of that to happen. So anytime you see him that relaxed, that comfortable, usually it's a big thumbs up for his team.
And it's been a big highlight day for him. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass.
This is caught inside the 15. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
2nd and 9 now. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Niners passing game in sync now. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And this offense continues to pour it on. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Well, 3 scores in this game. I think that deserves some type of a broad gesture. I know in hockey, that's called a hat trick, and people throw their hats out on the ice. What about us? What can we do for this guy?
Well, if I'm his teammates, I'm buying him a little steak dinner tonight, right? At least a skirt steak, probably a filet.
Oh, you're going big. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, skirt at minimum,
skirt
filet
steak,
at
come
maximum.
On. You can't give the guy a skirt steak.
That's
He
true.
scores
Filet,
3 times. There you go.
10 ounce, 16 ounce.
Porterhouse.
Fine. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Carson. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
Wilson with the handoff.
But they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. And now he'll fire deep downfield for James. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Richie James with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
Gould now out to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. That catch good for only a couple.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 36. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
At their own
good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Escaping the pressure right. He'll fire. That's caught inside the 20.
Get off the
and
field.
Across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Brandon Ayuk with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he loses the football a 2nd time. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that'll bring up second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
4-yard line.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one, maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game.
He's got a man, complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. Flush to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And it's second down.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers continue to roll.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Now it's Patterson. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base. They'll break the huddle, send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 5. One last shot for Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had
Guys, that'll be it. TM's the Gamers signing off.